Today we're gonna be smoking this grass-fed brisket low and slow. Hello YouTube, how's it going? So today we are excited because we're gonna be cooking the very first Bentley Ranch beef brisket. Bentley Ranch is a really cool ranch that's right here in Minden, Nevada, so we're lucky enough to have it local. They grow their own alfalfa, they raise their own cows, and they actually distill whiskeys and spirits as well. So we're really excited to be cooking this. And it's fully grass-fed, grass-finished. And what that means is that when something is grass-fed, they can call something grass-fed as long as 30% of its diet is grass. When it's grass-fed and grass-finished, means 100% of the diet is grass. It's a lot better for you, it's a lot better for the environment, and it's really cool to support your local ranchers here. I would say if you don't live somewhere near a ranch, you can always go on their websites and just kind of check out what's close by you. And you can order from their website or just give them a call and maybe make a trip out of it. But we're gonna be focusing a lot on grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And the grass-fed, grass-finished meat is a lot better for you again, even though it's more expensive. If you look at this, when I buy it from Costco or other places, I have to trim about probably 50% of the brisket. This already comes pre-trimmed. And if you can see, some people say grass-fed beef doesn't marble very well, but the marbling on this is crazy. So I'm excited to see what it's like. And first, we're gonna start by cleaning it. And of course, it's really important to always remember your cleanliness. You don't want to make yourself or somebody else sick. So always, before you start cooking, make sure you have everything clean. And then I always like to also wash and rinse the meat, just because it's been packaged in there for a while. So you want to make sure you rinse it and then pat it dry with some paper towels. So always use cold water when you're rinsing out any type of meat, whether it's chicken or pork or anything like that. I always like to clean them up. And then of course wash your hands. So once you've washed it and rinsed it really good with some cold water, kind of just go over it like that with some paper towels. Turn it around. You can always wear gloves if you want to, or just wash your hands very frequently. What we're gonna need today is, of course, our grass-fed brisket. You're gonna need some thick grain salt, black pepper, garlic powder, chipotle powder, and then for a spritz, we're gonna need a little bit of honey, balsamic vinegar, and red wine. Really important is to have your instant read thermometer. This is the most important tool because you wanna make sure that you're cooking the meat properly, and with a brisket, you wanna get it to about 200 degrees. So for our seasoning, we use our basic salt and pepper, and you can stop at that if you want to. Thick grain, high quality salt is really important. So this salt is a gift from one of my uncles in Mexico. He lives by the beach and he was able to get this locally. And it's excellent for thick cuts of meat because it's really thick and it's really flavorful. You can do just salt and pepper, and Texas barbecue is just salt and pepper on a brisket and it's delicious. However, I have a little bit of a spicier palate. So this little chipotle powder is excellent on the briskets. I always get compliments with it. And then a little bit of garlic for more of a flavor profile. So you start with the salt. Just break it and sprinkle it on top of the brisket. Be pretty generous with it. Some of it will fall when you put it on the grill. And it's such a thick cut of meat that you will definitely want it to have quite a bit of salt. Salt also pulls out some of the moisture and replaces it with fat, so it makes it nice and tender. Next, we're gonna use the black pepper, freshly cracked. And this is according to how much you like it. We love pepper. Even my daughter, who's 4, loves the spice and the pepper on this. You want to make sure you get a lot of that on there as well. And then you want to sprinkle some of this garlic powder evenly. It's like it's snowing garlic on the brisket. And then the secret touch, this shouldn't be too hard to find. If you need to, you can order it online. Just a little bit of heat depending on your palate. And this also evenly. And that's it. So this is my smoker, and it's the Daniel Boone by Green Mountain Grill Wi-Fi edition. I'm not affiliated to them, but this has been some of the best money I've ever spent. I use it literally every weekend for meal prepping, and I use the Traeger pellets because they're easy to get at Costco, but you can use pretty much anything you like. Remember that cooking is an art form, and the smoke is a part of the expression. So what I'm doing for this one, the hopper, I have just the gourmet blend. You can find this at Costco for 20 bucks for the whole deal. And then I have a smoker tube in here, and you can pick one of those up in Amazon for like 20 bucks. And if you're someone who likes a little bit of a heavier smoke flavor on your meat, like I do, sometimes these pellet smokers will not do that much unless you smoke on coal for a while. But if you're just trying to do a basic cook, that'll come a long way. And what I have in there, it's just a blend of cherry pellets and hickory. So I like that little more smoky flavor and fruity flavor, so it'll give it that extra added smoke on the brisket. And as you can see, I use that a lot. I have all the grease stains on my concrete there. So again, that's the setup. It's the Daniel Boone Green Mountain Grill's Wi-Fi edition. Great barbecue. So you guys can see it's a beautiful day here in Minden, Nevada. Sun is out. It's like May 3rd today, I believe. Bees are active. Mountains over there still got a little snow. Okay, so we just put in our brisket, and you can let it brine overnight if you want to. On this particular one, I didn't do it. There's a lot of variations you can make, but I'm doing it really simple, so I just let it brine for about 40 minutes before putting it in. And I'm thinking it's going to take right around 8 hours at 225. Keep you posted. All right, so for spritz, really simple. You grab quite a bit of the Cabernet Sauvignon, and then balsamic vinegar, not as much, just a little touch, and then some honey for sweetness. I mainly do this when I don't inject the brisket because it needs to stay a little more moist. If you inject it, you don't really need to spritz it. Sometimes when I do overnight cooks, I'll just inject it. That way I don't have to get up every 45 minutes and spritz. Right now, it's been smoking for about 4 hours. So the bark is starting to get right how I like it, and I want to make sure that it doesn't overburn. So I'm gonna go ahead and spritz and flip it and then spritz again. All right, so here we are again, about 4 hours into our smoke. Oh, and that's looking real nice. So you can see our smoke tube is almost out, but it's still going strong. I won't refill it for the next 4 hours because the meat's already absorbed most of what it was gonna absorb. So now I'm gonna spritz this. I don't like to add solids to my spritz because it clogs the sprayer a lot, and I don't like dealing with that. And then I'm just gonna flip it again, just again to make sure that we're not getting too much of a burnt crust at the bottom. Do the same. Wind's starting to pick up. Still a nice day, nice and hot. We're out here playing. That grass needs some tending. And so that's what the other side looks like. I just flipped it. It's looking great. So spritz this side. Make sure it's nice and moist, and then a little bit of that red wine will kind of caramelize on top, and a little bit of the honey as well. I don't like a lot of sweet. If you want sweet, you can sauce it. I like to taste the meat. Real good. You see that little tip is burning a little bit, so give it a little extra moisture. So we are on hour 7, and we hit 174 internal temp, and so we wrapped it. The wrap is going to help it maintain that heat, as well as not keep burning the bark around it. So it's getting dark out. Still really nice. So it's finally ready. Nice beautiful smoke ring on there. Super juicy. Really good. Perfect bark. Nice and tender. And last but not least, we got the pull test. So it doesn't just fall apart, but it pulls right apart. And the taste test. It's delicious. A little bit different taste than your regular grain-fed brisket, but it's excellent. Definitely something I could get used to. It's super tender. Again, pulls right apart. And the ultimate test, we're pretty excited. I've been smelling it all day. Little one gotta get some too.